everyone! We've been living in Korea for 6 months now and we've had tons of different cool experiences. So we thought we'd put together a video of the 5 best things about living in Korea.
So since moving to South Korea just over 6 months ago, we've lived in big cities up there in Seoul and down here in rural Korea, as you can see by these lovely mountains behind us. So we've got a pretty good idea of what life is like living in South Korea. So here we go, our top 5 favorite things about living in South Korea. Number 5, the people in South Korea.
People in Korea are really friendly. The old people always want to have a chat, they want to ask you a million questions, which, you know, can be difficult with the language barrier, but at the same time it's nice that they're trying to get to know us and that they're interested in us. We've also found that the young people in South Korea are just really chill, really friendly. Yeah, it's just really easy to get along with them. The people who have interacted the most with in South Korea would obviously be our bosses. Our bosses are aged 65 years old and oh my god, they're absolutely powerhouses. They're so energetic, lively, full of praise for us as well. So I think working in South Korea and having the bosses we do, we're very lucky. They really make us feel so welcome living in this country, which we've also noticed the young people are quite similar. When we walk into a cafe, they're always very friendly and happy, like to have a chat with us. They notice that we're foreign and they tell us about different kind of, what would you say, groups for foreigners that they have going on in the local town that we might be interested in, which we just find every experience with them to be a positive one.
Yeah, they're just really friendly. Like even our local GS25 lady, every time we go in there, has a little chat to us about being, you know, from Australia. Just like anywhere in the world, they do have some cranky old people.
That's true. The only negative experiences we've had with people in South Korea have been with the old people. Sometimes they will stare at you a bit funny, especially with coronavirus. Everybody assumes we're American and we've got the COVID-19. So we'll get little whispers on the bus, put your mask on, there's some white people. But you know, I mean, they're old people, they need something to keep their lives exciting, so it's okay.
Yeah. But before Corona, everyone was very friendly. They're just a little bit more cautious now.
Yeah.
Number 4, the safety.
Korea is extremely safe. You just feel it walking around. Traveling throughout Asia, we've been to some countries where I'll have a little satchel bag, I'll keep it at the front where I can cover my hand over it, make sure I don't get robbed. But in Korea, there's none of those vibes. Everybody looks super respectful. And we've heard from people, if you leave a wallet on the street, everyone will walk past it. No one will touch that because they don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So you can come back 40 hours later and it will still be sitting there waiting for you.
You left your phone on the bus one day and then we called up a few hours later and
my phone was still there.
Still on the bus. So there it is, the Korean people, very trustworthy and honest.
And they have a big nightlife culture over here as well. And the nightlife culture isn't about going out and getting drunk and getting in fights and stuff like that. It's more just kind of relaxed, going out to restaurants, enjoying Korean barbecue with your friends. So walking around late at night, it doesn't feel scary, especially being a female. You walk through some countries and people staring at you and it's a little bit weird. But over here, there's none of that. I feel completely safe.
Number 3, the shopping in Korea.
If you love to shop, then you will absolutely love Korea.
So just about everywhere you go in Korea, there are heaps of places to go shopping. So up in Seoul, when we first lived there, all of the underground subway stations have a whole bunch of shops at the subway station.
There's underground shopping malls. There's so many different outlet stores. There's the world's biggest shopping centre. It is incredible in these underground shopping stations when you walk in. It's not just shops, but it's also food stores. You can get macaroons in the subway. It's amazing.
So yeah, if you love a shop, you're going to love Korea.
Number 2, public transport. The public transport system in South Korea is amazing, and it started the second we got off the plane and had to catch the bus to our Seoul accommodation. we bought a T-Money card, which is the card that you use to scan on to all the buses and subways in Korea. And when I say in Korea, I mean the whole country uses this T-Money card system. So basically, once you have that, you can get anywhere in the country. And I mean, the quality of public transport is really good as well, isn't it, Mitch?
Yeah, it's really, really good. So I think like everyone expects like Seoul to have amazing transport, and it does. Like the subways and the buses are coming like so frequently. But like a lot of countries, as soon as you go out rural, the transport just sort of like declines. But it's still really, really good out here. Even though we only live in like a town of a few hundred, the buses still come past every like 15, half an hour to take you to the next town and back. And to get, you know, to like a main city, which is an hour on the bus from here, even that bus, you know, leaves like every hour or so, and it's just so cheap.
Yeah.
And it's like a nice big leather reclining like seat.
The bus is incredible. When we
Yeah.
first got the bus, we paid like $10 for a bus ticket to go an hour to Busan, and we got on the bus and we were like, is this for real? Is this like a limo bus?
It was like a limo bus. It was so good. We loved it.
Also, coming from Seoul all the way down to Changyong, that was about a 4-hour train ride.
Yeah.
And that was actually really cheap as well. It was
Yeah.
probably like, what, $60
Yeah.
for the ticket?
Yeah.
Which we were pretty impressed with as well.
Yeah, it was like one of those speed trains. I think like everyone knows about those super fast trains in Japan, but Korea has its own version, that KR Rail, get your places quick. So on our first day here starting work, our boss gave us a little tip, and it's follow the BMW lifestyle. Bus,
Metro.
walking. But saying that, the taxis are real cheap, so we definitely get a cab from time to time.
Yeah, there's sometimes when you just can't get the bus, metro or walk it.
Yeah, no, it's too
and in
far.
those cases, taxi it up.
But we don't tell our boss. So it isn't perfect, just like anything. There are some downfalls. The public transport here can be a little bit
Unpredictable.
inconsistent. Us coming from Australia, everything is just like consistent. You catch the bus in like Brisbane City or Carindale and it's just the same routine. Here, you get one bus driver and he's like, get on the back door, don't walk past me on the front door. And then you get the next bus driver and he's like, you're not getting on the back door, you get on the front door. And then the next bus driver is like, pay when you get on. The next bus driver is
Yeah.
pay when you get off. And it's just, and because there's like the language barrier, sometimes it can just make it a little bit difficult. The bus ride is fine, it's just a bit of a guessing game sometimes. And that's another thing about the buses. For some reason, like in Brizzy, when you get on a bus, you just swipe on and then you swipe off, you know, when you get off the bus. Here, for some reason, the bus driver has to like type like the thing into his computer every time you get on, and it's always the same price. So yeah, transport gets our number 2 spot. It's just been so good, and without it being so good and reliable and cheap, we wouldn't have been able to explore so much of this beautiful country and get around so easily. And yeah,
It's made our experience absolutely amazing in Korea and meant that we can explore all the different places and share them with you.
next up, number 1.
The food. Fried chicken. Kimbap.
Number 1, the food.
The food in Korea is our favorite part of living in Korea.
Yeah.
Let me do the list. Mozzarella cheese cutlet, kimbap,
Hot dogs.
hot dogs, the little pancake custard things, moju,
You said fried chicken?
fried chicken.
Have you said Korean
All the
barbecue?
different sauces with the chicken.
Yeah.
The Korean barbecue, yeah.
Yeah, there's just lots of good food.
This is
And
where we have come to discover Korea sauce.
special Korea sauce. It's just what they call it. I don't know what it is. If you know what special Korea sauce is, let us know below. Korean barbecue was a little bit tough when we first gave it a try. Not gonna lie, we weren't.
We were very intimidated.
Yeah, we weren't pros by any means. So our first ever Korean barbecue experience was one of our first nights in Seoul, and they just kind of give you a big plate of like raw meat, and then you kind of like, what do I do here? And there's like the hot burner that you like turn on,
Yeah.
and all the.
And they give you like
plates of
salads
same.
and vegetables, and we're like, where's the rice and where's the plate for us to put the cooked meat?
Looking back, we were a bunch of gooses. We didn't know
Yeah,
much.
because you get the lettuce and that is your plate, and you roll it up and you eat it.
It's so fresh, it's so good. But luckily for us, like we mentioned in number
5.
5, the Korean people are just so friendly. So every time we've gone to Korean barbecue, they like help you out so much. They can kind of see these these foreigners don't really know what they're doing here with this barbecue.
Yes.
So they help you out and they give you little tips. So now we're Korean barbecue pros.
Also, can I just say, I've watched a lot of videos about living in Korea, and people say if you don't like spicy food, then you're not gonna like Korea.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me tell you, I hate spicy food,
Yes, you
and
do.
I love eating out in Korea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just tell the people that you don't like spice. They're very friendly, they're very patient, but also you'll find your dishes. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry, there's tons without spice.
Just always so good.
And cheap. Good
Yes,
and cheap.
I completely forgot about cafes.
Oh, yeah.
The cafe culture in Korea. That has got to be my number one pick for sure.
You love coffee.
I certainly do. Korea has such an amazing coffee culture. Like when you go to the big cities like Busan and Daegu and Seoul, there is just such a huge variety of awesome, quirky, themed cafes with really, really good brews of coffee. And like they're like pet cafes, raccoon and meerkat cafes, like right here that we visited a few months ago. There's dog cafes and cat cafes, all kinds of like themed cafes.
We went to the A Peach Cafe, which
Yeah.
is like a very Korean, quirky, big character cafe.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. It actually reminds us of Melbourne a lot as well, because there's a lot of kind of hipster cafes as well. So ones where they really care about the aesthetics, and you walk in and the architecture and the way they've decorated the place is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
So basically whatever you're into in Korea, you're gonna find a cafe that you like.
Yeah. Yeah, actually there's like gaming cafes.
Yes.
There's board game cafes.
I walked
Study
past one
cafes.
and it was a slime cafe, and you go up and they have like little containers and you can make a slime and take it home, but it's a cafe.
Yeah. Heaps and heaps of different cafes. No matter what you're into, you're gonna find a cafe that like appeals to you, because there's heaps of them and they're all awesome.
Get
Yeah.
amongst it.
So there you have it. That is our top, well, 6 favorite things about our time living in South Korea. If there's anything that you think we may have forgotten or missed, please let us know in the comment section so we can check it out, because we want to explore as much as we can
Yeah.
before we leave.
We've done a lot of stuff in South Korea, and these 6 things by all means aren't the only things we love about living here,
Yeah.
but they're our favorites. So
Yeah.
we hope you enjoyed.
And just on another note, Korea, just like anywhere in the world, is not perfect, and we do have a little list of 5 things that we don't like about Korea. That's in the works as well, because there are definitely some flip sides to all these good things that we'll go through in a future video.
We hope you enjoyed this video.
Don't forget to hit like if you did, even if you didn't. Also, please hit like. Please hit that subscribe button so you can see all of our crazy Korean adventures as we release them. And give us a comment on your thoughts below. We'd love to hear it.
And if you do want to see the flip side, the 5 things we don't really love so much about living in South Korea, definitely subscribe, because that video is also in the works. And some of the things that we experience that we're not so fond of
Yeah.
may actually really shock you.
Yeah, there are some things that grind my gears, but we'll save that to next time. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.